From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie. This local and regional news update is brought to you by Northway Bank. Get big savings close to home with Northway Bank's Community Sense digital coupon book, filled with valuable money-saving coupons from hundreds of Northway Bank business customers. Visit northwaybank.com for more info. Northway Bank with 17 locations throughout New Hampshire. The people you know, the bank you trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. A free weekly newspaper that was started to serve the tourist market and visitors to the Mount Washington Valley with resort information is changing its format to a monthly glossy magazine. The communication and sales director for the Mountaineer, Mike Corthell of Salmon Press, says after nearly 4 decades, the Ear is dropping its news coverage and will use feature stories as a lifestyle magazine to focus on the economy of the valley and tourism. Corthell says he's excited about the change.
Stories of people in the valley, places to go, and things to see, that type of thing. We have 11 other newspapers in New Hampshire, and we're not giving up news completely, but just right in North Conway, the Mountaineer. It's not giving into the competition exactly, because we'll be competing with the Valley Fun insert that the Daily Sun Group does. We'll have competition there. It's just that we figure if we narrow our focus, we can do a better job for the businesses, our advertisers.
Conway Daily Sun reporter Tom Eastman says his late brother Steve Eastman started the year with Jane Golden Riley in the spring of 1976 after both of them had worked for other publications. Tom Eastman joined the staff full-time in 1979 and wrote for the paper for years before joining the Sun. The year's masthead has listed a number of other talented writers throughout its tenure, some of whom reunited in 2006 to celebrate the paper's 30th anniversary. Tom Eastman says in the late 1980s, the paper published a few issues of about 100 pages. Recent issues have contained about 28 pages. Steve Eastman sold the Ear in March of 2005 and learned just months later he had a brain tumor. He died in April of 2008 at the age of 58. Tom Eastman says Riley moved to New Jersey years ago, where she served as the mayor of a small town. The final issue of the Ear newspaper will be published next Thursday, and the 48-page inaugural October issue of the Mountaineer magazine will hit the newsstand September 18th. Corthell says the magazine will be color throughout, and the plan is to expand its pages. New Hampshire's Attorney General says the state will get a $400,000 federal grant to electronically monitor prescription drug use and abuse. Attorney General Joseph Foster says the U.S. Department of Justice is awarding the grant to help the state implement a prescription drug monitoring program. Last year, New Hampshire became the 48th state to enact such a program. The electronic database will enable a doctor to view a patient's history of filling prescriptions in New Hampshire and detect signs of drug dependence, misuse, diversion, or doctor shopping. Foster said yesterday prescription drug abuse is the fastest rising epidemic in the U.S. He says more people died of accidental drug overdoses in New Hampshire last year than in car accidents. In May, News Group is meeting in Augusta to discuss how the state should best expand gambling. Maine lawmakers, casino owners, and representatives from the state's tribes and veterans groups are among the 20 members on the Gaming Commission. The group meets for the second time today at the State House. The commission has been tasked with creating a framework for a competitive bidding process for future casino and slot machine licenses as an effort to control an explosion of resident-initiated casino proposals. The group is expected to make recommendations to the Democratic-controlled legislature by January. There are currently 2 casinos in Maine. In sports, the Boston Red Sox rallied for a 9-8 win over the New York Yankees in 10 innings last night. In the opener of a 4-game series that's loaded with playoff implications, Stephen Drew hit a tying single off Mariano Rivera with 2 outs in the 9th, and then Shane Victorino lined a go-ahead single in the 10th. The Sox will be back at Yankee Stadium tonight for the second game of the series. And the weather today, sunny, highs in the upper 60s with light winds. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, patchy fog after midnight. Lows in the lower 40s, upper 40s in southern Carroll County with light winds. And mostly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the upper 70s. From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie.